Sports Club Villa yesterday night released a statement announcing the sacking of Petros Koukoras. The statement was so serious that it was signed by the club president. Not the CEO, not the secretary, but the club president, Umaru Mandela, is the one who signed on the press release that sacked the coach.
A long time coming, because I think you were supposed to leave in March when they had a meeting which involved most of the big wings at the club, but somehow...
And for the first time in a long time, we have a Villa document that doesn't have typos.
I know. But most of them in that meeting in March agreed to the fact that probably the club didn't want PR of sacking a coach before the end of the season with everything that was happening at the time. So it was just a matter of time until he left. Clearly, they were not impressed with the job he has done in terms of the results that Villa have been picking up. But the biggest thing for me is the fact that they have failed to put their house in order, because this guy was brought in when they had literally endured a squad overhaul. They had let go of the players who are supposed to be helping the club climb up the table, and then they were bringing in players who are literally upstarts in the Uganda Premier League, and wasn't expecting him to do so much with that team. And that's not surprised Villa was struggling, because Villa didn't have the players to compete in the league.
Before we pick a man's stake, allow me to divert you a little bit. Why was Koukoras sacked?
One of the reasons why he was sacked is performance.
Then the other reason? No,
but
the
other reason is that when Ande Mwesiga came in, he recommended that this guy is not doing a good job in one way or another. Remember
the technical director Ande Mwesiga.
You remember when two of his staff were fired towards the end of the season.
Amatri and...
It was alleged that they were doing everything to compromise what he was doing, and that is the report that Koukoras gave to the club president, and said, okay, let me fire these guys. But credible sources in the club have since told me that Koukoras, that Ande Mwesiga, the clash between Ande Mwesiga and Koukoras, literally pushed the club president to making the decision. And Ande Mwesiga keeps on telling the club president that we can get players on trials and we don't have to give them sign-on fee. Yet Koukoras insists that if we want to go forward, we have to buy established players. They have been having trials at in Chisasi for 2 weeks.
But established players in Uganda?
In Uganda, what he's talking about...
Do they exist?
What he's trying to say, you can go to Bull and then buy players.
Yeah, but Bull is going to the continent. They won't say... No, but okay, this is what I'm driving to. Even if you go to Bull, even if you went to Vipers...
We don't have established players.
We don't have established players.
That is your take, and I may agree in one way or another. But what he was saying, that we don't have to conduct trials. That is the only way.
Let's identify guys.
Let us identify guys like he had identified Alfred Lako. I think it is well documented.
But you also know, but you also know that the same Sports Club Villa has tried to have their available players contracts renewed, and these players are actually turning down the offers that the club is giving them.
That is another complication.
So you would understand
Mwesiga
when he says you can hold trials, get good quality players who we can sign without giving them sign-on fees.
What Mwesiga is suggesting may be right, but the quality you are going to get from those trials, these are players who are probably not been playing for a year. They are the ones who are going to be willing to come and do trials for you. What Koukoras was insisting on is that after the season we have had, we need to get better players, not from only trials. Let us go out there, hunt for players, and if the money is there, buy the players. And I understand Villa has the money to buy some players, probably 5 or 6 players, and then we can get the rest from trials. And
they have the money to buy players, but they don't have enough money to give their players who
the players who don't want to stay have made their decisions, because I'm told even the likes of America is saying that we can't stay here. The salary they are requesting for is out of the club's docket.
What's the average salary of a Sports Villa player?
Actually, I don't know, but I'm told the average is I think 400,000 as per now.
And the average they were willing to offer for sign-on fees is about 5 ma.
I know.
As you go for the break, your take on this.
I think the challenge is that you have two people or two parties reading from a different script. I can understand why Koukoras wants better players because Villa finished only 5 points ahead of the relegation, the team that was the last team to be relegated. And that tells you everything about the performance that they had. And it shows you that as a coach, of course, you want better players. If you see Vipers going into the market to buy all the best players in the country, if you see KCCA signing players like Moses Waiswa, then as Villa, if you claim that you want to get good results, you cannot only rely on trials. And of course, you know the people that are attracted to trials. These are players that are not contracted anywhere. And these are players that
some time without playing.
Yeah, without playing. And what are the chances that they will get you better results than you had last season? So I think you can understand where Petros is coming from. But on the other end, you also understand if Villa cannot afford to pay these players.
The money is there, trust me.
If they have said
we need to move on. It's time for the break.
Is that Villa needs to put itself in order. And the Mwesiba
well,
ought to have known
that
Koukoras
is a coach. If they say they cannot afford, who are you to say they have
Villa topic is one. The Villa topic is one we can discuss until cows come back home. We are going out for a breather, and when we return, we talk rugby because the captain of the Rugby Cranes, Ivan Magomo, is already in studio with us.